To put it quite simply, the reason you have so many hardcore religious people unwilling to accept, and that's hardcore Christian religious people, unwilling to accept the idea that being gay is inborn instead of a choice, is because of this idea that, God determines your birth, right? That God gives you your attributes, God blessed you with these traits, right? And it's all about God made you the way you are when you're born. Especially when you are more fundamentalist, that's the idea. And given that, right, if being gay is not a choice, but it's an inborn trait, God made you gay. And then you run into this amazing dichotomy, if that is true, which is that either being gay is not wrong, right? Because God made you gay. How could it be wrong? God made you gay. God is the arbiter of all things right and wrong, correct? Thus, if God made you gay, it must be right. Or God literally is himself basically sinning in the fact that he made you sin. He set you up so that you could not be a sinner. You had to sin then. You are inborn with this urge, and God is testing you then, right? Well, no, that's not fair at that point then, because it's fine to put out in front of somebody, for police entrapment, let's say, it's fine to put out drugs in front of them, and if they take them, well, they took the drugs of their own accord, right? But if you unknowingly inject someone with heroin, right, and then drug test them, it's not their fault. It can't be their fault. You did that to them. And if God is sitting there declaring homosexuality to be a sin and making it so that people must be gay, well, then there's a fundamental dichotomy of epic proportions as to the morality of God, the morality of what he declares to be sins, and the very nature of what it means to be a human being and going to hell. All of these things suddenly get thrown into question because God made you fail at the beginning. If homosexuality is a sin and God makes you gay, then God has made you a sinner from the beginning on purpose.
But everyone's a sinner.
But who else does God actively go out of their way to compel to be a sinner from origin? And then, on several occasions, says, this makes you go to hell, right? That's innately wrong. And I think anyone can agree to, but God's different, right? God can do anything. Well, no. Everyone is held accountable, even God, right? If God just is a giant man with a, magnifying glass burning ants, then he is not someone who is accorded respect, right? No. At least I would say not. Otherwise, it just becomes whoever is powerful we worship, right? Well then, if the devil somehow beats God, right, we all worship the devil because he is now the arbiter of all things? Well, no, that's wrong. Anyone can see that's wrong. It's not about power. It's not about do you control someone's destiny. It's about are they right or wrong? And if someone is wrong and has power over you to enforce wrong things, they're a tyrant. No matter the scope we talk about, they're a tyrant. And if we have a God who sets people up on a level where they must be gay, being gay sends you to hell, thus you have no choice. You're just going to hell, basically. You are gay. Then that is the action of a tyrant. It is morally reprehensible to do this. Just like it would be morally reprehensible for me to, knowing someone's going to take a drug test, to go back to that analogy, inject them in their sleep with a drug that will make them fail. It's not their fault then. I did it to them. They had no choice in the matter. And to punish them for something they had no say or choice in is patently, and I believe illustratively, unfair and morally wrong. There's something to think about.